don't.
I'm just gonna go because we could be sat going.
Sat there thinking about things for day long.
Welcome to your Millennial Unfiltered Mother podcast, aka your mum podcast. I'm your host Christiana, and I'm here with my bae of life. Yabeji. No, I'm joking. Mum of two.
Yes.
Temi, what are you saying?
I'm good. Yes, I am a mum of two, and it's not easy. It is not easy.
What isn't easy about it?
You know what? Being a wife and then being a mum of two and having to juggle everything and still work at the same time, full time. Yes, it's not easy. Trust me. These work people were like, "No, you need to come back full time."
Did you feel pressure to go back to like?
I did, but I had to give them an ultimatum because obviously, like, my kids need to go nursery. Someone's got to look after them.
Yeah,
and it was kind of like, if they don't go to nursery, I ain't coming to work. And then obviously I need to work out a shift pattern between me and my husband to pick them up and to drop them.
Yeah.
So I was like, I have to have flexible hours coming in and leaving work,
yeah,
or else I ain't coming. But it took me like a while before they even agreed to that.
Yeah, I mean, come on,
you know
man.
What I mean? And I'm just thinking there's other people who are even getting 2-3 days, to come into work, and then they're demanding me to come full time. And I was
Is it because are you like one of them highly skilled managerial?
It's not even that. I just think, to be honest, the department at the moment, working in the hospital, the department at the moment is under a lot of pressure because we are getting a lot of referrals in and patients and stuff like that. So yes, but that ain't got nothing to do with me. Do you know what I mean? It's like, why do I need to sacrifice my time with my kids where I could at least do 3 days a week?
You shouldn't.
They're like, no, the department, but we can allow you to have flexible hours coming and going.
Well, they don't, you need to make them say that. They don't have a choice.
So my manager, he's a man, he doesn't have kids. So I don't think he understands yet. Maybe until he has kids, then.
Nah, man, you got to make him understand. Nah, I'm not having this. You have to make him understand. It doesn't matter.
Oh, he might be fed up with me because, to be honest with you, for the last 3 years, I've been pregnant for the last 3 years. So he's like, you ain't even been here that much to be complaining. So maybe it's that. Maybe he's looking at me like, I don't know, like, before we allow you to do 3 days and then you go off pregnant again or something. I don't know. He might be thinking that, but yeah.
Yeah, but even if you do, and then what's his own? I'm not, look, see, so you think when he does start having his own kids is when he will understand?
Yes, because obviously.
But isn't there anybody else on your team backing you?
There are, but then what can they do? It's manager makes the decisions at the end of the day.
This is discrimination.
That might require my colleagues to do extra work that they might not want to do. So to be honest with you, who's really going to intervene? I can only fight my corner and be like, listen, this is what I need, and if you can't provide it, I'm leaving. And at the moment, they can't afford for anybody to leave because they need people. Yeah, it's a bit of a mad one at the moment. But yes, the home life with 2 kids and a husband, trust me, my husband's my first child. And then the other 2 follow. Trust me, like he... and you know him anyway, so you know what he's like.
Yeah, he's a nutcase.
He's a nutter.
Number one.
Already. And he requires attention. And then I know my kids are very like, I don't know, sometimes they can be quite needy, but I think they get that from Michael because they're attention seekers. Yeah. They like the attention on them. So I don't have 2 kids, I have 3. Okay.
Jesus Lord.
I'm in a house full of male species. Okay.
Yeah.
So
are you wanting a girl?
I do. I do want 4 kids. So I'm hoping in the next couple of years that I'll just have like twin girls and that's it.
Oh yes.
For me. I'm hoping that.
I really want my next ones to be twins.
Yeah.
From now on, I just want multiples.
But to be honest, it's the thing where like, okay, let's say I'm saying like 3-4 years time, but then I'm thinking when I get to that, I might be like, no, I can't go through this again.
You're still young. How old are you?
Yeah, I'm going to be 31 this month. But if you think about it, it's kind of like, my first son, by then he would be 7, 8, and then my second one would be about 6. So it's kind of
so then it'll be easier because your older son, not your husband. your older son can help out. Like, he will be at that age where, okay, he can start doing chores, he can start helping out, so you don't actually have to do everything.
But he ain't going to be the one waking up at night, changing nappies, all of that stuff. To be honest, right now, I'm not even going to lie to you, the exhaustion of just having two of them, like a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, is hard because they're still really young and they're still dependent on me for everything and my husband. So at the moment, like, I'm tired. Like, I tell you, I get about 4 hours sleep.
Every day?
A day, yeah. About 4 hours sleep a day. So that I'm a walking zombie coming into work already. So for me, it's kind of like, once they're at that age of where they're like going to school and all of that stuff, then it's kind of like, okay, I've got my sleep back. I'm able to go out. Because people want your kids when they're a bit older and, you know, they can do the things by themselves. So it's kind of like, do I want to put myself in that position again where I'm going back to no sleep and then all of that stuff? So it makes you question, in 4 years' time, will I really want any more? Would I just be happy because my life will be, you know, a bit easier and I'm able to go out more and...
Yeah, because everybody by now should know I'm all thirsty for kids. I'm like, give me kids. And it's like, it is quite interesting hearing, even just having two, especially under 3, because, you know, I'm sort of yearning to be in that position. I really want loads and loads of kids, but I want them now.
How many, though, do you want?
Ideally 6.
Hey,
I think that's why I'm like, come on.
Jesus is
But
Lord.
this is why I said, because my first pregnancy, in terms of physically, was actually really easy. It was pretty easy.
You know, I don't even want to talk to you. It's people like you,
But I think that's why I'm so like, yeah, give me more. I want to do it again. I want to do it. And mentally, I wasn't in a great place the whole way through. But physically, it was like
good.
it was. And my bum didn't appear till it was like 8 months. I was 8 months, so it was like, I think that's why I'm like, yeah, I want more. And yeah, I do want 6. But the thing is, I want all my kids before I'm 35. I'm 31 now.
So you got to be popping one every year.
This is what I'm saying. From now on, I want to be popping out multiples. Forget the single. Give me multiples at once, and then cool. Let me just.
You would say that, but when
I know.
Hey,
I think I'm gonna have to settle for 4. I'm gonna have to settle for 4.
You might have to settle for 4, even 3. Because I said, if my next one is a boy, I'm out of that's
It's got to be even numbers.
Curtains closed. I'm not even gonna try again because, to be honest, the way our family dynamic is set up, it's all male species.
Yeah.
Around, so like, you might get a girl, but that might be trying after like several attempts. I'm not made like that. Sorry, I won't. So if the next one's a boy, then that's it.
No, you shouldn't be thinking about work, man.
What can I do? Like,
you're a businesswoman as well.
Yeah, I am.
It might be time to start your own business.
I do need to start my own business, but I think there's a slight fear that, I don't know. It's kind of like I need things to be up and jumping, like money needs to be coming quickly, and you know, when you start a business, it's a process.
Yeah,
you know,
trust me.
It's small. The money's coming small, exactly. Small, and then, you know, you'll be getting your you might not even make profit in the beginning. And to be honest, right now, having 2 kids and paying for childcare alone, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So for me, it's kind of like, all right, if I stop work and decide to stay at home and look after the kids and set my own business up, for me, it's kind of like...
Yeah, look, it is a lot.
It's a lot. Like, would I even be able to concentrate setting up the business while I'm looking after the kids and at home? So there's a lot to think about. That's why I think for now, I'm still sort of like thinking, okay, let me just work for the time being, even if it's for another year or 2. And then I can, like, because obviously by then, within 2 years, I won't be paying for childcare anymore. I'll be going into full-time education.
Yeah.
So I'm trying, because I'm more of a planner. I'm a future planner. I always do my yearly budgets for the year with my husband, and this is how much we need to spend, this is how much we don't, blah, 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 blah. So I'm a future planner. So for me, I couldn't just...
That's good. I need to be like that.
Job. But I admire people that can do that. That can just say, listen, I'm not gonna work. I'm gonna take a leap of faith and do this. I admire that.
Yeah.
But me, I can't. I have to have a plan. Like,
that's
my
understandable.
life don't work if I don't have a plan. It's crazy. But the thing is, my husband's the opposite.
Yeah.
Like, he is the opposite. And it's funny because I think to myself, wow, like, we are quite different.
Yeah.
Like, we have different personalities, but we go together. But he's not a planner.
Good. Yeah, I'm like that. I'm like, yeah, man. Let's
So
just
how
see
do
how
you
it
do
runs.
like you? I don't know. How do you do it? You just have that leap
And
of faith.
I've always been like that. Like I think I've always sort of not had any structure, and that has a lot to do with how I think I was raised. My mum and dad were busy people. They were working, they were making ends meet, and obviously when you're young, you don't really realize what they're doing.
Do it, yeah.
So there weren't no one telling me when to go to bed. There weren't no one telling me when to get up. There weren't no one telling me nothing. Do you know what I mean? I had to just sort of figure all out by myself. So I was sort of living footloose, fancy free. There were days where I wasn't going to school and they didn't know. Do you know what I mean? I was chilling. And then, you know, and that's all the way up through to uni.
Really?
Yeah. I've always, that's why my time management is actually really poor. Because of the fact that I just did not have that structure. There was no bedtime. There was no wake up time. It was just whatever needs to happen.
Living the life though from young.
But this has caused this problem
I know,
in my adult life.
Is
So
a different thing entirely.
my first job was at Wembley Arena and all that, working behind the bar. And that start time was sort of 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the evening, which works for me.
Yeah.
Because anything morning, I'm not doing it because I just couldn't get up. And you know, even after that, you know, it was Wembley Stadium. It was always these things where, you know, it's only on event days. So it wasn't like a Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Like it was always sort of whenever there was an event or whatever.
Yeah.
So even the jobs that I've chosen have always been sort of sporadic like that. And just let it happen.
Really caters to you.
That's literally how I've lived my life. Obviously, after uni now, where I wasn't, there was no structure for me. Yeah, cool. There was lessons every day, but I went at all of them. And, you know, working as a background singer, when there's a gig, when there's rehearsal, you know what I mean? It's like, it was never all the same. Every week is not the same. And that's just how I've lived my entire life. So that's why I'm not such a planner like that, a forward planner like that, because I've just never had to be.
But let me ask you a question, like, because to be honest, I kind of wish in my like earlier years that I would have kind of had that sort of lifestyle where I can just do things sporadic, only because it's part of like enjoying life and just seeing where life takes you. So it's kind of like, if you was to die tomorrow, would you say to the age you are now, you've kind of lived your life and done what you wanted to do? Not fully, but you would have...
Mostly, yeah.
You would have been, yeah.
Mostly, yeah.
For me, I couldn't say that because it's kind of like, because I've lived a life of like planning things, I think I'll be forever planning things, like thinking I need to do this, I need to do that. But it's actually, just listening to you, it's actually taught me that I kind of need to be a bit laid back and just see how things go.
No, because then I can also say from you where things will be a lot easier for me if I had some sort of structure and plan in place.
Structure is boring. Structure is boring.
But
it's
it's
the sensible
necessary.
thing to do. Yeah,
especially when kids are involved. Because when Seth came about, whoo, yeah, I had to really buckle down my ideas.
Your eyes opened well.
Yeah, there was no spend it here just because, spend it there just because. And I was still doing that.
Yeah.
Even getting stuff for him, buying these clothes because they're cute. No, because let me tell you something. He needs to eat, you know. So put it back.
Pull it back, yes.
So I had to really knuckle down and especially when I left my salaried job, because that was something I just sort of fell into by accident. It was never supposed to be a longevity thing. And I decided to take the leap of faith to self-employment and just sort of run my own thing.
Which is good.
I had to, you know, learn to plan, learn to budget and stuff like that. And, you know, I'm still not very good at it. I'm not that great. I'm not great.
Don't
like,
worry, I'll do a little budget plan for you.
Even when I budget, it's like, I see something that I want, I'm just going to get it and then I will figure it out. I'll figure it out later.
Comes. Yeah.
So there's a lot I can learn from you. There's a lot you could take from me. Absolutely. But, you know, I mean, it's because of Seth that I'm just thinking, do you know what? Before life just passes me by, and I got bare kids running around, I ain't done nothing with my life.
That's the thing. And this is why I was saying, like, it's all cool saying, yeah, I want 6 kids, or even me saying 4 kids. But when I look at it, the 2 that I have now, okay, all right, I've actually gone on holiday at least once a year. Even when I first had Azariah, after 4 months, I went on holiday. I went to Barcelona.
Sick.
And then even with Isaiah, I think it was about 4 or 5 months I went to Malta. But the thing is, it's kind of like that's probably the only thing I can say I've done that I've really wanted to do. But like going out and
But do you actually want to be doing that, like going out? And...
I want to go out. I want to go to like, I won't say clubs, but I like to go to bars once in a while, have a drink, you know.
So why don't you?
Because the way my life is set up, the way it's set up is obviously because me and my husband, like, he does shift work as well. So it's kind of like only unless he's off, then I'll be able to have time. Or I can do it with my parents, but I can leave the kids with my parents. But then I think because I've been so accustomed to staying at home, now it's made me like, I can't be bothered to go out. I'm so tired. Like, I'd rather sleep than go out.
Yeah.
But if I had the energy, I would go out. I'd go to festivals. Listen, before I had kids, I was all over the gaff, okay? So now there's a major difference. Like, I don't even have, to be honest, I don't have a social life. And when I do, I'm like, if I do get the chance to go out, I'm going all out, like, literally. So for me, but I do realise that just because you have kids, you shouldn't stop trying to do the things you want to do.
Exactly.
But
I think consciously make plans, even if it's once or twice a month. Be like, this is my day, I'm going. It could be anything as little as cinema.
Yeah.
It could be calling up, you know, one of your brothers and being like, we're going out, book this day off because we're doing it. Consciously do it. Just so it actually feels like, you know,
I've got something to look forward to. Yeah. Absolutely. Nah, definitely we'll be doing that. It's just...
Yeah, because, you know...
I think once it gets to that stage, I'm thinking, oh, I'm so tired.
I don't have a social life. People always be like, you're always... See?
I don't even want to hate. I don't even say you have a social life.
I without even trying, create this illusion that I have things to do, that I have a life, that I'm out and about.
Tell me how you do that, because
I don't know. I don't know what people are seeing.
Seeing something.
Because okay, I'll be on my Insta going, what? Just try and recollect the last time before that I did that. Because I tell you now, it was months. It was months. So when I'm out, yeah, man, I make a deal with it, and I'll be on my stories doing all, you know, living the life. But no, I don't actually like clubs. I never have. Me neither. They're not my thing.
Yeah.
You know, I like going to gigs, but they're just expensive for me now. So I'm not even in them that much. What am I actually doing? I'm normally with family. That's my social life.
That's great.
Like, I like Seth coming out with me.
Yeah.
So wherever I am, it's kid friendly. You know, we're out and about doing. I mean, you're mostly at those events as well.
Yeah, I am. But the thing is, like, also... And obviously I have friends who have kids as well. So we do make time to get together with our kids and without our kids. But for me, again, I think because my working life, opposed to my social life, I spend more time at work than I do being able to go out and stuff. Before you know it, I'm just tired.
Yeah. Do you go pub after work?
No.
It's not your thing.
Who's got time to go? But listen, any chance I get to go home early, I go home early, because literally, like, I have to pick up my kids from nursery at 6:30. So let's say I finish work about 3. I'll get home maybe about 4:20, because it takes me about an hour, 20 minutes to get home. And then I'll try and get a little nap in before I pick them up. So
makes sense.
I'm trying to get naps where I can get it, to be honest with you. So then... For me, it's kind of like, okay, so where would I have the time to go out? And even if I did have the time to have time to go out, would I choose going out or would I choose resting? And that's where the problem is.
The thing is, there's nothing to do. Like, all this, where are we going? There's nothing to do.
There is. Listen,
Name me 3.
Okay, I went to 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago with my friend. I went to this lounge thing called... Pitch Sunday or something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I know the guy that runs it.
Yeah, went to that, which was nice. And it finished at 12. We had a drink. We was dancing, playing games, because it was that kind of thing. So you can do that. Cinema, like you mentioned. There's a few films coming out.
The last film I watched was Black Panther.
What? You didn't even watch Avengers?
Oh, okay. I watched Endgame, but that was the only Avengers I've seen. Black Panther and Endgame. I haven't seen any of the Thor, Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, whatever the hell Avengers is. I ain't seen it other than Black Panther and Endgame. My brother was like, "Why did you watch Endgame if you're not going to watch Infinity War?" I'm like, because I don't care.
Yeah, but you know your brother and that group. They like all of that. So
I'm not really a film buff. I'm trying to get into films because people look at me left like, you don't watch films. I'm like, no, I don't have the patience. But then I watch series.
That's the thing. Netflix series, all of that stuff. I'll sit down.
That's
and
my
watch
social
it. I
life.
love that. Do you know what I mean?
I'm good. I'm happy. Glass of wine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm chilling. I'm loving it.
Me too. It's not necessarily that I have to go out, but again, I don't mind going to the cinema and watching, especially those 4D ones where like you're sitting and then like the chair's moving. I like that. I think I did that.
I don't think I'll ever actually do that in life.
No, it's really good, you know.
Unless I go there with Steph one in sometime in the future. I don't actually think I'm actually gonna.
Have you been in it? Have you like actually gone to a 4D cinema before?
No.
Was it 4D? I can't even remember. But it's really
I think the IMAX is a...
the IMAX. That's what's good. Yeah. But I went to one in, is it Enfield or somewhere? But it was really good. And I can't remember. It was one of those Avenger films anyway. But it was very interesting. You had like a bit of water splashing your face. You felt like this wind is coming.
What, actual water?
Yeah, like they had these, when you're on the seat, you have like little things that could splash in your face. You have like the wind.
So after I've done my makeup and cream my face.
It's not a lot. It's not a lot. But it's just...
I'm having this.
The chair's rocking. So you feel you're in it and... You know,
it does sound good.
It's like you're on a little roller coaster, but watching.
It does sound good,
sort of
guys. If you're listening to this and you're single, take me there for a date, and I'll do that.
Yeah, please do,
because I ain't paying my own money.
Okay, so speaking of dates, on a first date, where would you like to be taken?
I want to be taken where we can have a conversation. So a good pub. Okay. A good pub is good.
But can you hear each up? Like, because when I go to the pubs, everything's so loud.
It depends on the day and time you go. Like, if it's like after work, sort of Thursday, Friday nights, it's not gonna work. Like a nice cozy pub like that in a good location where they serve good food.
Why does it have to be a pub?
Because pub is a bit more casual. Okay, it's a bit more laid back.
Okay,
you know. If it's like dinner, like at the Shard, or dinner in like
the Shard,
and like or if it's like dinner at somewhere like Busaba, where it's casual seating,
yes,
that's fine. But somewhere first dates, I want to get to know you. I want us to have loads of conversation over alcohol, and some good food.
So start spilling all the
good atmosphere, good atmosphere for first date. Cinema, I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna leave. We're never gonna go. Don't waste your money on tickets. Don't even waste your money on tickets. Don't do it, because how are we meant to get to know each other when we're busy watching a film?
I know.
It's childish. That's true. College date. No, we're not kids. So a nice, cozy, great atmosphere pub. And I'm impressed by someone who knows of like a good spot, like a good pub. That's my kind of vibe.
That's your thing, yeah. So they need to be able to have good conversation, pick a really nice pub where you guys can talk, chat.
And just get to know each other, In a more casual setting.
That's what a date really
first
signifies.
Date.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people want this date where, not to be, but maybe like even like going to like the theatre to watch something, or somewhere where you can't really get to know the person.
That's 15th, 16th date business.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're showing me what you like in a way, but I don't really know who you are as a person. So guys, if you're listening out there for a first date, please take your date to somewhere where you can get to know each other. To know them, i.e. a pub.
I know a lot of guys. I spoke to someone recently and he was like, he likes girls who would just sort of want to go crazy golf and do something really wild and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's great, but what are you talking about?
You can talk when you're...
All of that will come. Do you know what I mean? You can obviously suggest that and she'll probably want to go and that's cool. But I kind of feel like because he's single and I was trying to figure out why he was single because he's a great looking guy. He was like, and I was trying to set up with someone. He was kind of sat kind of quietly or whatever. No, man, I want a girl that's a bit more wild. That's what wants to be crazy. And I was like, how do you know she's not like that? Because she's just sat down. Like, what are you talking about? You don't even know what you want. So I was like, I'm not doing this setup because you don't know what you want in life.
Before it come and embarrass you with the best.
Right. So it's like, all of that stuff is great for future dates. But when we're talking about first dates, I want to get to know who I'm here with.
Exactly. To even know if I want to go.
Yeah, I don't like.
To theatre,
I've been on
or cinema.
Was it this year? Especially this year, I've been on quite a lot of first dates. I'm not gonna lie. When I joined those sort of dating apps, it's just for that period of time, And I will let them know there and then, this has been amazing, but we're not doing this again.
Seriously, you actually cut to the chase, just say how it is.
I'm not on wasting no one's time. Yeah. I know already from the first day, we've been sat here for 2.5 hours. It's enough time for me to go, it's been real.
Thank you. And good night.
And good night. I offered to get one of the rounds, so I don't feel bad that he didn't let me.
Yeah, okay.
But
it's night-night. So.
And I kind of felt like I hate when guys make me be the one to choose where we're going. It's lazy.
Yeah, it's lazy. I absolutely agree with that. You choose, you want to go on a date with me, so you choose.
Yeah.
You say where you want to go. But you'll be upset though if he took you somewhere where you can't talk. So it's, even if he said to you,
I would, but that would be the first and the last date. If you don't have sense to.
So what is like, okay, so in terms of the dates you've been on this year, where has been like the best sort of place where you've had good conversation?
Do you know what? It was actually, we didn't actually go anywhere. We went for a walk along like this lake kind of thing.
Aww.
And it was nice.
Nice.
I think his original plan didn't
fall through.
Yeah, it didn't go to plan. He kind of seemed a bit stressed, but because of where we were, he suggested as well, we could just sort of have a walk over. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. It was a lovely day.
So, girl, what happened?
He turned out to be an absolute psychopath.
What?
No, he was a psychopath.
Do you tell? Spill the tea.
Do you know what? Like, I met him on Bumble.
I've not even heard of that dating site before.
See what I'm saying? See, this is married life. This is married life. That
which one
wants.
is Bumble?
The fact that you don't
Bumble.
It's a dating app. But anyways, he called me. What I really liked was he called me straight away. We were messaging each other. He asked for my number and he called me.
Okay.
It wasn't message for a week and then finally we hear each other's voices.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
He called me straight away and we had great long conversation. Cool. Everything seemed normal. We went for a date the next day and things were just a bit all uppity. He seemed a bit all hot and bothered, but I didn't really pay attention to that. Moving forward, I met him now and again, it was flustered. Something weren't really clicking right. He didn't have the same energy that he had on the phone. He was just a bit weird. And like, and then, we were walking, talking, and I found out that his dad actually passed the day before we spoke. And I just felt my heart just dropped for him. But just the way he was behaving was like...
You should have cancelled and,
Why are you even on the dating app?
Yeah,
even in the first... But cool, whatever, cool. If that's how you want to grieve, you don't want to go through it, okay, fine.
Fair enough.
So now I'm just like, okay, cool. Now I have this responsibility. I kind of felt like I had this responsibility to kind of be there for him. Even though I don't really know him, but I kind of felt like, okay, I've been put in this position and okay, I can do this. But just the way he was behaving was not, he was being weird. He was starting to concern me a little bit with his behavior. He said how there was loads of people at his house.
Right.
How people come to the house and then I was like, oh, so shouldn't you be there? Like, and he was just sort of speaking badly of his family, and I was just like, I actually really feel awkward.
That's not gonna work.
So
If you're a family girl.
I was just like, look, I'm gonna let you sort of handle that. I'm open to talking. He messaged me like, are you at home? I was thinking, yeah. He was like, what's your address? I was like, no, I'm not gonna kind of give you that because I don't know you. He blocks me.
Straight.
Blocks me. And then
that's like instant reaction though.
It was weird. And then he messaged me the full and he was like, oh, where have you been? And I was just thinking, huh?
Did you forget that you blocked me?
I was thinking this guy, and I was like, I blocked him now.
That's one is real psycho.
I thought, no, this guy is just, he seems a little bit...
Or maybe he's just got a lot on his mind that he actually forgot.
I
with the whole
appreciate that.
grieving thing.
I appreciate that. But when he got back in contact, when he unblocks me and got back in contact with me, that was his opportunity to right the wrongs and just sort of explain a few things and just come a bit more better. Don't go on like you didn't block me and then ask me what I'm doing. Can't like, bruv.
What's it to you what I'm doing?
Now you're blocked and will remain blocked forever. Go about your life. Jeez. I'll go about mine. So yeah, I just kind of feel like I don't have time. Like that was the best in terms of what we did, walking and talking, until things just went left. And I went through a lot of other first dates, and it was just like, this is so dead. Like, I don't have time for this. What I want,
yes, let's get to what you want,
is someone with sense, and just someone who's just in the same sort of frame of mind as me. You're looking to settle, like you're looking to sort of have kids. I'm not trying to marry you off.
Personality wise, though,
Don't matter.
It does matter.
You just need to have sense. I think it doesn't it get to a point where it's just all this personality that
it matters. Let me tell you why it matters. Because someone like you, who you're very bubbly and you are bubbly, you joke, all of that stuff. But then you have someone who's sort of like dead, that don't really get your jokes or get your banter, or is kind of like,
If someone doesn't get my banter,
why, personality does matter. People say personality doesn't matter. It does matter, because at the end of the day, you need to be able to have something where you're able to gel with them in some way or the other. If they're someone can be completely different to you and it could still work. But in terms of like the personality thing,
I get it. Somebody who I can have good conversation with.
Yeah.
Cool. They don't necessarily have to be funny.
They don't, but at least
I think I've always wanted. That was something that was something that was non-negotiable. You had to be funny. No, once upon a time, that was it for me.
I feel like that was on a lot of girls' lists.
Yeah, but now I just kind of feel like now I'm at a place where I don't know if all of that matters anymore. I feel like I'm just
be a man.
Someone who's got his shit together. Yeah. Someone who just is just a bit secure in himself and is ready to start a family, because that's where I'm at now. Yeah. Forget all this romance. No, I just feel it took going on all these dates for me to realise I'm really not interested in romance. I'm not interested in romance. I'm interested in, growing my family. At the end of the day, that's it.
Some romance must be there.
I don't care. Do you know what? I'm just at a point, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I am being a bit whatever, but I just now feel like I don't care for romance anymore. I used to.
Skip to the...
Are you ready for children? Yeah. Let's do it. I'm ovulating. Let's bounce. That's literally where I'm at now. And I don't want to feel like I'm pressuring guys. I never come to a guy like that.
No, but it's good to be straight up and
but
just say what you want.
I'm kind of, I do let them know, I'm not really interested in really play. All these sorts of slow move. I'm not really a slow mover at the moment, kind of thing. I do let them know that. If you wanted to pace and take your time, you do that. I'll even introduce you to someone who's in the same position. It just ain't me. And I know that there's guys out there who are like that, who know what they want, and they want to progress sort of quickly because they're just at that point in their lives. And that's who I'm after.
Do you know what? I totally agree with you. I think I was in that same place, like, obviously before I met my husband. I had been with someone for 7 years. And that did not work out at all. And for me, it was kind of like, look, the next person I want to be with, I ain't got time to waste
another 7 years.
Yeah. I'm not doing that. It's either they're serious or they're not. To be honest, at this point, I am actually looking for a family myself. Yeah. So I'm not wasting any time. So obviously, meeting my husband, it was kind of funny, actually. We met on IG through one of our friends, actually. And when we was going to go on our first date, he was like 45 minutes late. Yeah. He was 45 minutes late. I was on the phone to my friend like, I'm going home. This is ridiculous. Yeah. He waits 45 minutes. Like, how can I be waiting 45 minutes on him? And he's there telling me, oh, get yourself a drink. I'll pay. You was going to pay anyway. What are you doing? You were going to pay anyway about me waiting 45 minutes and I'm going to pay for my drink. I was like,
Could you imagine it?
Can you imagine? 45 minutes. We went to, we met up at Strada along the bank, and it was really nice settings or whatever. But I was just so annoyed that I was waiting. But he was like contacting me saying, I'm this minutes away, I'm here, which is cool.
The typical Nigerian. Well, that's my flex.
Yeah. Well,
where are you lot? Are you lot taking liberties while I'm only just getting in the shower? That's literally me.
You know how he is anyway. So it was a bit crazy. And obviously, when you got to the date and, we sat, we chat, such a great conversation. Like, we just kind of knew where we were in our lives or whatever. And cut long story short, I mean, we married within the same year we met each other. So, like I said, like I don't blame you when you talk about wanting to find someone and skip all the romance, although there was romance in the beginning of our relationship. I mean,
there'll be a little bit, but it's just
you're just trying to cut to the chase. Obviously, you know what you want, and you want to get there.
Yeah.
So it's true. If somebody's slow paced person who's trying to like waste time and all of that, then obviously you don't need that. So it's best for you to kind of say what you want right now, and then let them know that. And if they're not on that, then bye-bye.
Then see you
on
later.
to the next. Who's ready? Do you know what
hello.
I mean? So I get you.
Hello.
I did that. There was too many waste men in between.
Yeah, there's too many people that just want to just be wasting your time, just want to have you dangling there. It's like, would you take me for?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, no one ain't got time. And no one ain't got any time for that. I'm just not in that place in life at the end of the day. For honest blog posts about single and co-parenting, tips and advice on kids' style and recipes, head over to notestomymamablog.com. And to see me and mine living our daily lives with vlogs and some mummy hacks, head over to my YouTube channel, search Notes to My Mama, and you'll see us there. What kind of parent are you? You know there's all these stupid, annoying parenting labels.
To be honest, when I was pregnant with my first son, I was thinking, I'm gonna be the parent who's gonna be like the soft one. I still think I am
the gentle parent. That's gentle parenting.
I still think I am the gentle parent, to be honest with you. But I think the way we're set up is my kids come to me for emotional support. Like if Azariah has been told off by his dad, he'll come running to me because he'll know I'll give him that. Oh, it's okay, don't worry. And then Isaiah, on the other hand, as well, it's like, I think because he's still pretty young, he comes to me, he's attached to me to the hip. Like, he doesn't even want to like go to anybody else, but he's always wanted me to carry him and just wants to be next to me. So I think for me, I'm always kind of like trying to spoil the kids in some way. But their dad does the same thing. The dad spoils them as well, but they just listen to him more. So if I tell them off, they take me for a joke. Like Azariah, my oldest, he'll just look at me and start laughing. Like he will literally look at me and start laughing, thinking that I'm joking with him by telling him off. I'm like, Azariah! And he'll just start laughing.
Do you know what? Seth literally was in that with me to me. He took his cream and he likes pumping the cream out and creaming his own legs. Yeah. He's always creaming his legs. Yeah. So I'm like, Seth, and his boy is smiling. He's got a little undercover smile. Stop, give it to me now. Because the thing, I don't want to keep taking things off him. I want him to listen to me. Like, give it to me.
And him actually
thank you, sir. Give it to me. Put my hands out. Because he understands. Because anytime I do it with anything else, he does it. He's all there with the smirkiest smirk I've ever seen. And I'm just like, oh, so you're actively not listening to me, yeah?
My kids are cheeky.
And I'm thinking, so what do I do next?
They're very cheeky. I'm like... Oh, geez, even the 1-year-old, he started pulling plugs like out of the socket, and you would be like, no. And he'll laugh at you and start smiling at you. And I'm just thinking, you've learned from your brother now. Yeah. Both of you take me for jokes. Like, you don't even listen to me. I have no authority.
Yeah, because I wouldn't even say I'm the gentle, like I've got this gentle parent. I'm more assertive because I am very aware that, I'm a single mum and I'm raising a boy.
Yeah, of course.
So I kind of feel like, structure, routine, things like that I take very seriously with Seth, man. Especially because he's my firstborn.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like, I ain't playing. I kind of feel like, I don't really see his relationship with his dad, but I do kind of feel like his dad's a bit soft.
You think so?
I feel softer with him, yeah. Because I think, and I think it's understandable because... he doesn't see him as often as I do. Do you know what I mean? So when he does see him, it's all lovey-dovey, loved up, and just sort of doing all that. Yeah. But when it comes to actually putting things in place and stuff, that's all me. And it's like...
because he's with you all the time.
Yeah, so I don't... I can be gentle and I can be... And I'm quite fun with him,
but
a
bit of both. You're not...
I don't know what umbrella I fall under with all these labels.
What are the labels, though? Because I didn't know there were labels.
There's the helicopter.
I didn't even know. I've never even...
Minimalist, authoritative, uninvolved, shame boy, permissive, indulgent, authoritarian or disciplinarian.
Can you imagine? They've got labels for what kind of parent you are. Listen, I'm just a parent. I don't fall under any labels or nothing. Like, one day I could be all softy. The next day I could be assertive. So you could be, but you could be either of those, like any of those.
You could be all of those.
Yeah, like on different, depending on, you know. So
attachment parenting.
Yeah, I can be like that as well.
I kind of feel like attachment parenting is a bit dangerous, man. That's how you get all these mummy's boys running around.
Yeah, well, I do have mummy's boys. So, like, my boys are like mummy's boys.
No, but I mean, like, when they're older, like, I find mummy's boys unattractive. I mean, like, guys our age.
That's like, yeah, but I think that only comes under the fact that if, like, they've had a single mum that's raised them.
Man.
Me personally, I've never come across a mummy's boy where they've had their dad around and they're still lynching, like.
Yeah, I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never.
And it's the most...
it's unattractive anyway.
Find it super unattractive. Yeah. And it just reminds me of one of my older boyfriends. Like, he was a mummy's, but if you didn't do it like how his mum did it,
forget it.
Washing plates.
Forget it. I'm not in that.
The way you cook rice.
I've checked out.
All of it. It could be great, but if you don't do it how his mum did it, and he always was like, well, my mum, woman. And I'm like, you're a grown man.
My mummy said this, and my mummy does this.
I'm like, you're a grown up. Like, drop me out. Like, not everybody's going to do think that he was a mummy's boy to the core.
Might not even like you if you don't do it the way she cooks the problem. Or make stew, or cleans the house. If you don't do it,
if you don't do it like how the mum did it,
I forget it. I've checked out.
It's an issue, and I was like, no, I don't like mummy's boys like that. Yeah, of course you can love him. I love guys that love their mum.
Yeah, because it makes you feel like they will
boys
treat you.
Have respect for their mum and all that. Cool, but mummy's boys,
to the hip,
you need to move all the way from it. Spiritual parenting, holistic, slow parenting. There's something called that. You know, and there's all these different kinds of characteristics that comes with these things. But I was just like, wow, what are all these labels? Can't you just be a mum and a dad?
Bracket at all. We are just parents trying to teach our kids a good way of life, trying to put them through. So all of these labels, I don't even. I
mean, I think a part of me gets
under any umbrella.
A part of me gets that you just want to sort of, maybe to make it easier for you, you want to follow this guideline to parenting this way.
But you can't though, because parenting is the same.
I truly believe that you cannot. Like it's like, you know, if you approach everything like how this guideline says, are you actually really doing what you instinctively want to do? Are you really doing? Are you really sort of, you know, following your own intuition? I don't know, but I just kind of feel like I don't want to be put under an umbrella. I'm this parent or I'm that parent. Like, I am just a mum. I'm just somebody's mum. Do you know what I mean?
Every child is different. So how you would raise this child would be how you wouldn't raise that child the same way. So you can't really. So
just put yourself under the one name. It's just a bit like, no, don't restrict yourself, mama, man. Just just do you.
Every pregnancy is different, even before you have them. Like you can read all these books and go to all these classes, but at the end of the day, once the baby comes, you might not even follow the way they've taught you. I mean, you'll find another method that suits you on how to look after the child, how to breastfeed or whatever it is. So that's why you can't really follow any guidelines, because there's not really any guidelines that can cater to every
to every child. Yeah, it's humanly impossible.
So it's completely different. But going back to like my kids and how they don't listen to me at times, is so funny, because I'll give you a story. There was a time when my oldest was at my mum's house, and early in the morning my mum was making him breakfast, but she only had like her top gown on or whatever. Somehow, because my son's tall for his age, he managed to open the front door and ran across the road. So my mum heard the door open and she ran out, but she realised she didn't have any trousers on. And it's early in the morning. So she's all there calling him, Azariah. And he's all there laughing at her from across the road, laughing, thinking she's playing with him. And then, Azariah, come back here. So there was this man walking with his two dogs or whatever. And my mum has a serious phobia of dogs. But she was just like, when the man was coming across, she was telling me how she had to beg the man that, please, can you go get my grandchild, please? I can't, because even she's had back issues. So she was even waiting for a back surgery at the time. But she wasn't able to run after him, chase him off the road. So she actually begged this guy who had his 2 dogs to like chase after him or whatever. So the man gave her the what do you call it?
The dogs.
The dogs to hold the dogs. Right? My mum was like holding the dogs. And can you imagine being outside with like no trousers on? You just got this long gown or whatever, and early in the morning. So the man was running after him. Azariah was still running, laughing at the man, running, looking back, running, laughing, ha 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 ha. The man's like, stop. And he's still, I was just thinking, oh my gosh. My mom was telling me the story. She was literally in tears because she was just like, when the man finally like grabbed him, he brought him back to my mum, and then mum gave him back his dogs. But she was like, she couldn't even, first thing she did, she just hugged him because she was just like, oh my gosh, anything could have happened. If anything happened to you, I wouldn't be able to live it down. But the funny thing was, I told my mum the night before when I had dropped him over there, I said, Mum, you need to be very careful of Azariah because, you know, he runs around a lot. He needs to burn off this energy and make sure you lock all your doors properly because he has a thing about, he's so smart. I don't know how he figures them out, but he knows how to unlock doors. So I was saying to her that the night before we went to the shopping centre and I took him to the shop to buy some sweets because he was just like annoying me. I couldn't even get what I wanted to get. Yeah. So I took him to shops to buy some sweets. All of a sudden, he just ran out of the shop, and I had Isaiah in the buggy at the time. He just ran out of the shop, and this is a busy shopping centre. Yeah. So I was like, oh my God, what do I do? Do I leave Isaiah in the shop and run after Azariah, or like I didn't know what to do because it's like if I don't chase after Azariah, I'm going to lose him because it's a busy shopping centre. Yeah. So I had to leave like Isaiah, the baby, in the buggy, in the shop and run after Azariah. So I ran after him. I grabbed him. You know when you want to beat that child, but there's too many people. So I just drag him. I said, come here now. So I like dragged him. And before you know, when we got back to the shop that we was in, like people like swarming around like Isaiah, thinking whose baby is this? The baby. And then you're just so embarrassed. It's just like. So I was just like, sorry, it's my child, this one ran off or whatever. So, but the thing is, before I left Isaiah, I gave like eye contact to the lady at the cashier, like, I've got to chase after. So she sort of understood what was going on. But it was just so weird, like, you know, people like swarming around thinking, whose baby is this or whatever. So I managed to I had Azariah, made him hold onto the buggy, and I didn't even buy anything else. We just went straight to the car. As soon as I put him in the car, I was so mad. You know when you don't even know whether it's to beat them, shout at them. But this boy was laughing. Yeah. It was
they just don't know the danger. They don't know the danger that they're in.
They don't know. And when I was telling my mum this story, she was laughing at me. I was thinking, Mum, this
is not even me, I'm laughing.
This is not a laugh until what happens to you. And the next day, the very next day, you had him. Oh, no. You know, right there. So it ain't funny, innit, when it happens to you. So I was just like, oh God.
And just while you were saying that story, I was just thinking about all the times that Seth just runs off. He's so fast. Yeah, he's fast. Like every time we leave like our building, he runs straight to the park, which is the opposite direction of where we're going. And he gets there quickly. So many times I've had shopping and we've come through and I've just had to drop it and run after him. Because even the gate, it leads straight to the road. And the amount of times he just ran straight into that street. And it's just like, honestly, now I just have to carry him before because he's heavy. And if I've got things on me, it's like, it's difficult. But they're so quick.
Yeah.
They're too quick for their feet. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like, it's so easy for them to just, you can blink and they're just gone.
Especially boys, that it's just like, and I'm just like, oh my Lord. And again, that was a scary period. And for me, like I was saying, like, I just, you know, when you're shocked, you've got 2 kids. Who do you leave? Do you go and chase the one that's ran? Because if you don't chase him, you'll probably lose him in the midst of a busy shopping centre. Or do you leave the one in the shop, but then anybody could take it? Like, you're in such a predicament. Oh my gosh, it's only God that just oversaw everything that day because, it's not easy.
This the joys of having 2 kids.
Oh my gosh.
I can't wait. Not for all that. Do you know what I mean?
Trust me, not for all that.
Just these crazy stories, like the joys of having these many kids.
Oh no. And you know what? It's so funny because I was saying to myself, I was just like, listen, Isaiah better not give me that problem when he gets to Azariah's age, when he turns 3.
I mean, he
or
probably
2.
will.
I said, no.
It's when they find their feet and then they're just
well,
running.
he started walking, to be honest, and I'm seeing that he's quite quick in getting to places, but I was just like, listen, it took me almost 3 days to get you here. I suffered to get you here.
Innit?
I don't want no trouble.
Stress.
I don't want no problems. Listen, I don't want no problems at all. You stay put. Just make my life easy, please, because your brother's done enough already. And he's only 3.
Yeah.
So,
Lord, this is just great. I just love it.
It's nice to be able to tell those stories, but at the time when you're in it,
when you're actually
funny.
in it, it's really not. It's not.
It really isn't.
Bless them.
Jeez, no. God, I don't know. But I feel like being a wife as well, and being a mum at the same time, it's hard because you don't always make time for yourself. You're always catering to the others, and sometimes you can just get lost, and you don't sometimes you feel like, I don't know what to do next with myself. Like, there was a time when I dropped the kids to my dad's because he did have them most weekends. But instead of me to go out, like we was talking about before, I would just stay at home and I'll just be like cleaning the house where I could be doing something that I don't usually do. So I would get lost in the mix of like just not doing anything. So yeah,
I think that's why it's important to have that thing.
Yeah.
That have that, like, invest in just that thing that is for you and only you.
Yeah. 100%. Even my husband's like saying to me, tell me, what is it that you really want to do? Like, what makes you want to say, yeah, like, if I could do this, I'll leave my job straight away. And I still really couldn't give him an answer.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, Andrew asked me this as well. And I was like, I don't know yet what it is, but
yeah, man, you'll figure it out.
I need to take time to figure it out. But it's not easy. I think once you've got so much going on, family life, you forget who you are, what you wanted to do and stuff. So it can be difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine, because I'm not a wife, but I get it, because, I'm a giver. Do you know what I mean? I'm someone who never sort of puts myself first. So I know that, that's a dynamic that, God willing, I'll experience. And I can get how it can be like, you're somebody's this and you're somebody's that before you're your own whatever. So yeah, I get that dynamic can be quite tricky. But all I can say is you just have to give that time, even it could just be an hour a week where you're doing something for yourself. You ain't got to think about no one. You ain't got to put nobody else first. This is my time for me.
For me to do what I want to do.
And then trust me, it could just be 1 hour a week, and what's that? But in the grand scheme of things, it's your hour. Do you know what I mean? So absolutely, just figure it out. Write some things down, ideas or whatever. But it has something that doesn't give. Something that's always good. That's that 1 hour. You're going to be smiling. You're going to be happy. You're going to be enjoying.
I don't do that. I'm more of a holiday person. I like to travel, but I can't travel the way I used to travel before. But that's always been my thing, like traveling, seeing the world. I used to travel like 3 times a year before. So,
but what did you like about traveling?
It's just learning different cultures. Just not being in this country, really. But learning different cultures, being away, seeing new people, mingling, everything that comes with traveling. Do you know what I mean? And also having something to look forward to where you're going away, that just is something I just loved. So me not being able to do that as often as I can. Again, my sort of things that I like to do are not things you can do within a short period that makes sense. Time, do you know what I mean? So that's why it's quite difficult. But no, I need to definitely think of like stuff that I can really enjoy within the hour, or a couple of hours or whatever.
Because even if it's I mean, it's not the same thing, but like if once a month, you might go to like a different restaurant.
Yeah, well, we've got date night tomorrow, so
just like if you go to like different cultures and just sort of that's different kind of foods, different kind of experiences or whatever. Like, just it's not the same thing, but it just takes you out of your normal. It's something different. Yeah,
it takes us out of our normal thing that we do. So that's actually so, ladies, if you're in the same position There's the advice there.
And on that note, I'm going to. It's been real.
It's been real, people.
I've loved it. We're going to do this again anyway. We're going to do this again.
Oh, yeah, we're going to do more of these.
Yeah, we got too much bands.
To talk
we got
about.
too much to talk about.
Too much to talk about.
But until the next time, my peoples, and again, if you want to join in the conversation and there's something that you want me to touch on or you want to come onto the podcast and touch on, just email your mumpodcast@gmail.com and I will holler at you. Anyways, until the next one. Bye.
Bye-bye. It's been real.